The sun rises over a silent lake, mist drifting low across the surface as golden light spreads across calm water. In the distance, a silhouette stands at the shoreline, sleek, unfamiliar, and impossibly refined. As the camera moves closer, its shape becomes clear. A machine built for two worlds, a vehicle that seems equally at home on land and water. In America, the open road has always meant freedom. But for the first time, that freedom does not stop where the shoreline begins. This is the AquaTerra XRV, an amphibious luxury motorhome designed to drive like a premium RV, float like a modern vessel, and redefine what the journey can be. It isn't science fiction, it isn't a gimmick, and it isn't trapped in some prototype warehouse. It is a working, engineered reality. A dual-environment machine representing a new frontier in American travel. For decades, RVs conquered terrain of all kinds, mountains, deserts, forests, snow-covered plains. But the one barrier every RV met, the one border no one crossed, was water. Campgrounds filled, shores crowded, boat ramps overloaded. The country's most beautiful spots were often separated by lakes and rivers, places RV travelers could only admire from a distance. Amphibious design wasn't born from eccentricity, it came from necessity. A team of marine architects, aerospace engineers, and RV designers united under a single mission: build a luxury motorhome that could move seamlessly from pavement to open lake without switching vehicles, without leaving home, and without compromise. They wanted something bold but believable, innovative but grounded in real engineering. From the beginning, the design philosophy was uncompromising. The AquaTerra XRV needed to be exceptional on land and flawless on water. Not mediocre at both, not good enough, but genuinely engineered for dual performance. The design team started with the hull. Instead of bolting flotation to an RV body, they built a sealed, marine-grade carbon fiber monocoque hull that acted as the foundation. Its geometry followed the principles of semi-catamaran curvature, splitting water with minimal drag and maximizing stability. Above it, the upper body adopted a sleek aerodynamic shape, reducing wind resistance without losing the familiar silhouette of an RV. From one angle, it looks like a yacht fused with a premium Class C motorhome. From another, it looks like a futuristic marine cruiser with wheels. It shouldn't work on paper, but it works in reality. Floating was only the first challenge. The internal structure had to remain light, strong, and resilient against both mechanical stress and water pressure. Carbon fiber ribs formed an internal skeleton. Aluminum-magnesium alloys reinforced load points. Every window, door, and seam was sealed with marine epoxy and hydrophobic insulation. Beneath the surface, buoyancy chambers filled with nitrogen-expanded foam ensured the vehicle would remain afloat even if the hull was breached. These weren't bolt-on float systems. This was true marine engineering, integrated, sealed, stable, and tested under real lake conditions. Transitioning from land to water is where most amphibious vehicles fail. Not here. The AquaTerra XRV uses a quiet, intelligent transformation sequence lasting only 12 seconds. As the vehicle reaches the shoreline, pontoons subtly deploy from the sides. Tires lock and retract slightly to reduce drag. The hydrojet intake opens. Hull flaps close to seal pressure zones. Weight distribution shifts as internal ballast tanks automatically adjust for proper buoyancy. Nothing looks dramatic. There are no clunky unfolding mechanisms, no gimmicky transformer movements. It's all quiet engineering, subtle, precise, minimalistic, and every adjustment is designed to reduce failure points. Power is the second backbone of this machine. On land, the XRV runs on a 450 horsepower diesel hybrid engine paired with twin electric motors that deliver more than 8,000 Newton-meters of torque. It accelerates with controlled confidence, climbs hills effortlessly, and cruises like a premium touring coach. But once in water, the propulsion switches to twin hydrojets. These jets provide instant torque, directional thrust, and agile maneuverability. On lakes, rivers, and calm inland waterways, the AquaTerra reaches speeds up to 18 knots, fast enough to explore, slow enough to remain safe. The propulsion logic changes entirely between land and water, and the onboard intelligence system manages both environments seamlessly. Inside, the AquaTerra had to be something entirely different from any other RV. Standard RV interiors were useless. Wood swells, fabrics mold, cabinets warp, electronics corrode. So designers built the interior like a yacht. Marine plywood with aluminum honeycomb cores, water-resistant fabrics, quick-dry surfaces, hydrophobic coatings, and sealed electrical pathways. But it doesn't feel like a boat, and it doesn't feel like a traditional RV. It feels like a hybrid habitat for two worlds. The interior layout shifts between road mode and water mode. In road mode, the sofa faces forward, the kitchen extends, the bed anchors, and cabinets sit open. In water mode, furniture repositions toward the center line. The dining table locks, the kitchen retracts slightly, the bed stabilizes, and upper cabinets magnetically latch. Even the floor changes texture, activating a micro anti-slip surface designed for gentle wave-induced movement. Everything moves only as much as needed, just a few centimeters, but these micro-adjustments maintain stability, protect the interior, and preserve safety. The cockpit is where the dual-world nature shines. Instead of two separate driving stations, the AquaTerra uses a convertible command panel. The steering wheel retracts, a marine joystick rises, pedals deactivate, marine telemetry replaces road data. Depth readings, sonar mapping, drift detection, and jet propulsion indicators replace speed limits and fuel readings. The driver doesn't feel like they switched vehicles. They feel like the vehicle adapted around them. The panoramic smart glass windows automatically tint when hitting water to reduce glare, enhance visibility, and regulate temperature. At night, they shift into a darker marine shading to enhance contrast on the lake. Living spaces are built with water movement in mind. The sofa base uses a gimbal-like stabilizer. Shelves lock magnetically. TVs float on pivot mounts that compensate for tilt. Cabinets latch. Nothing bangs, nothing swings, and nothing shakes loose. The kitchen is marine-oriented, with induction burners, sealed refrigeration, magnetic drawers, and a retractable clear guard that rises when on water. Plumbing uses marine pumps, sealed pipes, pressure-balanced systems, and negative pressure waste tanks. Even the bed frame adjusts using micromotors to maintain level regardless of gentle lake motion. Climate control adapts too. Air balanced for land, humidity balanced for water. HVAC seals external intake when on water to avoid moisture. Humidity control maintains a steady 50% interior level, and the system circulates air using corrosion-resistant ducts. Stabilization is a masterpiece in itself. Beneath the surface, many keels extend for lateral control. Ballast tanks fill or release water to perfect balance. Sensors monitor roll, pitch, wave angle, turbulence, and current direction hundreds of times per second. The system shifts water weight liter by liter to maintain equilibrium. It's the same principle used in commercial ferries, scaled down and refined for a luxury recreational vehicle. The interior truly comes alive at night on the water. The cabin dims to soft blue, the roof turns transparent, and underwater LEDs glow against the water surface. The entire interior quiets to 25 decibels. You hear nothing but soft water tapping beneath the hull. It feels like a floating retreat, peaceful, isolated, and completely free from the noise of campgrounds and highways. Behind all this is DualSphere OS, the brain that makes the AquaTerra possible. It interprets drag, friction, torque, and traction on land, then fluid resistance, buoyancy, and displacement on water. It predicts shoreline angles, water depth, slope gradients, and wave shift. When approaching water, it performs pre-entry adjustments. When leaving water, it calculates the traction needed to climb out safely. It is trained to understand physics of both worlds, something no other consumer vehicle has ever attempted. Marine navigation is serious. AquaTerra uses sonar, radar, LiDAR, and thermal imaging to detect obstacles, shallow zones, floating debris, currents, and nearby vessels. Docking is simplified by AutoDock, which uses side thrusters, depth lasers, and soft bump rails to guide the vehicle. In emergencies, bilge pumps activate, hull sections isolate, and the vehicle auto-navigates toward the nearest safe shoreline. Real-world tests spanned 14 months across Lake Tahoe, Lake Michigan, Arkansas rivers, and Lake Havasu. The XRV faced cold, heat, crosswinds, wave chop, and shallow zones. Engineers ran salt fog tests, pressure simulations, and hull impact trials. The hull flexed, but never compromised. Flexibility, not rigidity, keeps marine structures alive in unpredictable water. The AquaTerra unlocks travel experiences no RV has ever reached. Sunrise floating in silence, crossing rivers without bridges, camping on secluded water access-only shores, docking beside floating cabins, drifting beneath canyon walls. It's not a toy, it's not a novelty, it's a gateway into places the road alone cannot reach. It is expensive, no hiding that. Between $650,000 and $1.2 million. But innovation always starts at the top. And as designs evolve, engineering spreads, and manufacturing scales, the amphibious future will become accessible. The documentary closes over a calm lake at sunset. The AquaTerra XRV glides smoothly, glowing against the fading sky. For decades, RVs conquered land. Today, one dares to conquer water. The AquaTerra isn't an escape, it's an evolution, a declaration that freedom doesn't end at the shoreline. The camera rises into the sky, the RV shrinking gently into the horizon. Where the road ends, freedom does not. The AquaTerra XRV, welcome to the next frontier. Only on RV America.